Hey everybody, I got something today in the mail that I wasn't expecting until next week, and I thought I would do a quick video on it. Now, last week I started cleaning up this old Marlin Model 60 that was my dad's, and I didn't really show it because boy, it was pretty crusty. There was a lot of junk in there. I'd taken it to the range to test it out, and it was really struggling to cycle. And I knew not only did it need a good cleaning, but there was probably something else going on inside there. And when I got it open, I found that the little buffer was just destroyed. It was crumbled up into a bunch of pieces. I wish I had taken pictures. I didn't really think to. It was one of the old white, almost like a rubbery kind of material. And I'm probably partly to blame for why it crumbled apart. I know years ago, whenever I cleaned this for my dad, I probably used brake cleaner, and that probably hastened the demise of that material. Now, the new ones that I just got recently here on the work table, these are some sort of a black plastic, and they appear to have been 3D printed. They have that sort of signature lines on. Now, the older ones had a slightly different size hole in them for mounting them up. And this is probably a newer one, I have to imagine, because I know Dad bought this somewhere back in the, I think, mid-90s. This was his chipmunk control firearm, trying to keep chipmunks away from around the cabin, because they tended to draw rattlesnakes. So I thought today I would just do a quick one, disassemble this and put that, I'm only going to need one of them, put that buffer in there, and I'd watched a video by Heavy Metal Guns and Outdoors, and I don't know if you've ever checked him out, but he's a great channel. He's actually been having a little problem with YouTube lately. I just watched one of his videos, and he had done a disassembly of a Model 60. I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't a Marlin. I double-checked, that was a Glenfield Model 60, and they're essentially the same gun. Has a little bit different checkering scroll work, and has a little squirrel on there. So I'm not going to really do a great deal of the detailed disassembly. If you want to see that done, check out his video. But I will show putting that little buffer in, and I'll show what it looks like finally assembled. By the way, for anybody that's watching at the tubes, this gun is action open, completely empty. There is no ammunition in this firearm. I'm not doing any modifications. I'm just fixing something that was broken, and don't need to get myself into any trouble. So once you've got the, I guess sort of the trigger group, fire control group, whatever this is, out of it, there is a small bar back here. Now this would normally have the buffer on it, but since mine crumbled off, it's not there. And it's got a little tiny snap ring that I'm going to try to be real careful with, and just a set of small needle nose pliers to slide it off the end, and then we should be able to get that pin out of there, I hope, unless it's got itself somehow welded in there. Might have to do a little tappy tap tap. Hold on a second. Alright, I gave a little tappy tap tap on the pin, and it does not seem to want to move, so now I'm thinking I must need to take all of these little circlips off and lift that plate away. So I'm going to give that a try. Well, we've had a little bit of a minor catastrophe. When I pulled that plate off, not thinking, not paying attention, a spring, the hammer spring, and I'm not sure what else, went springing, and it's somewhere over that way. So I got to go do some digging around and looking. This project is on hold. Whew. All right. Sorry about that, folks. We had a couple of tense moments. I just did not know what I was doing. And I went back and looked at some other folks' videos on how to do this and learned a lot myself. I don't know that I was necessarily trying to teach anybody anything, but just trying to show something, and I certainly learned myself. There's a little hole here in the back of the hammer spring guide rod, I guess you want to call it. And you want to put a piece of wire in there to keep that spring from springing, which it did. And well, it went over there into one of the far corner recesses of the shop. And anybody who's watched my videos and knows what my shop looks like, boomstick, not a word, knows that, well, it did take a little bit of digging and moving, and, well, that was about an hour ago. But I was able to get everything put back together. I really wanted to show, putting this buffer in. And I thought it was as simple as taking that little circlip off and sliding the pin out. I was just going to put it in, and that was going to be that video. But there was more to it, especially when you have to go doing searching missions. But at any rate, I did get the new buffer put into its place. Got all the little tiny circlips back in where they're supposed to be, and just sort of did a little function check before I put it back into the receiver, and it seems to have been a good repair. So we're going to put it all back together, and I'll do a quick function check of it. I'll give you a show of that. Okay, wonder of wonders. It fixed. Again, weapon is clear, action's open, there's no ammunition anywhere in it or nearby. Got that installed, and comes back to where it should. No clinking or clanking. Bolt release is working just fine as it should. Holding open. I think we got her fixed. And was really hoping to take this down to the range this afternoon with my son. Put a couple through it. I guess that's not going to happen because it's already dark outside. But feeling good about that one. Well, I'd like to take just a quick moment, since it is Christmas Eve, wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't happen to talk to anybody before then. And have a good one.